This is JRAM.
And this is Billy.
And we've made it, folks. This is our Thanksgiving holiday special. So I hope you're having a great turkey day. Let's see what we got. We got turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing.
Green bean casserole.
Yes.
I love that stuff. Nobody in my family likes it, though. Is that not the weirdest thing ever?
Yes. It's the greatest Thanksgiving dish besides turkey and stuffing.
I know. And nobody else likes it. I'm literally the only person in my family that'll eat it.
That's crazy.
I don't care for sweet potatoes, though.
I'm not a big sweet potato person.
Yeah.
Well, sweet potato pie is delicious. But that's sweet potatoes with like marshmallows mixed in.
Well, yeah,
so
true. Yeah.
Of course, that's good.
Yeah, I always get pecan or pecan. Pecan. I say pecan.
I think it is pecan.
But lately I've been saying pecan.
That's because everyone around here is like, gotta get some pecan pie. But
Jesus Christ,
I know
the
traffic. I know. Wow. But they've dealt with it this long. They'll deal with it for now.
True that.
So we won't keep you in suspense much longer. This is what my bargain was with Billy. I watched My Neighbor Totoro to make him watch this movie. You know what? Why don't we just let them hear what we're fixing to talk about?
Let's jump right into it.
Okay, guys. It's time for me to fill you in on one of the most notorious moments in Pilgrim history. Back in the 1500s, in the settlement of Kralberg, an old Indian by the name of Feathercloud, who some people thought had black magic powers, was dishonored by a pilgrim.
Oh, my ex-boyfriend was a pilgrim.
The pilgrim's name was Chuck Langston.
Well, that's my last name.
I know, Billy. I've never thought about it before, but he's probably one of your ancestors. Well, anyways, the old Indian was so outraged, he vowed he would curse all white men. This was no ordinary curse, however. Feathercloud necromanced a turkey that would roam the earth every 505 years, killing the first humans he made contact with. He was more evil than anything you've ever seen before. A turkey that would stop at nothing to get what he wanted to kill.
Are you shitting me? A killer turkey? Bullshit, Darren. You're starting to scare Kristen now.
I'm not scared. I'm scared.
Well, it's kind of a legend, guys. There are tons of books written about it. It's a pretty famous story. Turkeyologists all over the world know it as Thankskilling.
Let me guess, it's been 505 years later, right?
No. It will be in 45 minutes.
So that was the story of Turkey. It's Turkie. That is the name.
Of the protagonist.
No, the antagonist of this story.
Depending on who you ask.
Which is the most stupid movie I've ever watched in my entire
horror
life.
movie I have seen in the last decade.
No, it's campy. It's campy in a way that is like it realizes that it's campy. They don't like break the fourth wall or anything, but they intentionally make things
This is what I have found out, listeners. I love bad movies. Like, they make me laugh hysterically. I find them endlessly enjoyable. And I found out tonight, Billy, not so much.
I'm just like, I don't know, if a movie's so bad, like some people are like, oh, it's so bad, it's good. You know, I'm just like, why watch a bad movie? It's like wasting my time.
Dude, we laughed so hard at certain parts of this movie. So hard.
Like, you asked me if I would rather watch one of the Jason sequels, like some of the later Jason sequels instead of that. And I was like, yeah, I would actually watch Jason Takes Manhattan over this crock of crap.
Wow.
It's bad.
That's the worst.
Speaking of crock of crap, there will be a raffle of crap in this
That's right.
movie plot synopsis. This movie is off the wall, just kind of wacky, crazy. There is a topless woman at the very start of it. It actually starts with just a shot of some titties.
Portrayed by Wanda Lust, who turns out is an actual porn star.
Yeah. You just had to look her up.
Well, with a name like Wanda Lust, and she was credited as Naked Pilgrim, I was like...
Yeah, she's got to be a porn star.
That name makes her
Wanda
kind of...
Lust.
Yeah, makes her a porn star, and sure enough, yeah.
Yep, true that.
And there's also probably a wrestler in it, because the guy who plays Oscar the
Hermit
is just credited as General Bastard.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Dude, what if he was just some townie that was known as a bastard, and that's why they're like General Bastard?
Yeah, so let's just go ahead and jump right into this plot, James. It's this movie only runs for about 1 hour,
an hour and a half.
It's like an hour and 6 minutes is the entirety of the movie.
That's why it's good.
Its theme music is ear-piercingly high-pitched and makes you want to just drown puppies.
To me, it makes you want to dance because it's this cool techno beat. It's just awesome.
No, it's horrible.
Fucking awesome.
Makes me want to decimate mankind off of this planet.
This movie is, as I will say in French, le tits.
Well, yeah, it literally starts with some tits, James.
You know, for someone who every fucking Friday the 13th sequel was like, I want a boob shot, I want a boob shot. How could you not appreciate this opening scene? It was all boob.
It was so ridiculous. I was like, why is her tits hanging out? And you were like, oh, her top got cut.
Must have been.
Must have been.
Like,
it's just her top's
also,
just falling
I think
down.
one of her boobs was fake.
What, really?
Well, because like the nipple at one point was like pointing inward. Like it looked like somebody had like pushed part of her boob in to make a crevice.
No.
I don't know if that happens with real boobs.
I think it does. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Listeners with boobs, let us know. Thankskilling was shot on a budget of only $3,500 in the summer of 2007 and then immediately put on DVD in 2009.
Immediately?
Yeah. Like,
it's 2 years later.
That seems pretty quick for a B movie like this.
I don't know.
Fine, but
although,
could you have done better for $3,500?
The editing wasn't terrible. Like,
the gore wasn't bad, dude.
In some respects. But there was some really
fake looking blood, yeah.
Yeah, the turkey has sex. Never mind.
We're gonna get there. If you thought you just heard him say the turkey has sex, oh, he does. We watch him come. We'll get there.
This movie is so stupid.
This movie is amazing.
Okay, so the movie starts out at the very first Thanksgiving in 1621. Make note of that year, listeners.
Well, because wait, didn't in the clip we just played, he said 1521?
Really?
Yeah, in the clip we
said?
play, he says 1521. So either the opening scene
the math
wrong,
still doesn't add up,
or the dude is wrong.
It doesn't matter what the dude says. No, it's like 1502 is what our math says it should be. Either way, we'll get to that.
He's 100 years off from the first Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So at the first Thanksgiving in 1621, a topless pilgrim is killed with a tomahawk that is wielded by this magical, evil, homicidal turkey maniac named Turkey. And as he kills her, he says, "Nice tits, bitch." Bam. That we got our title card. We got our credits. Now let's roll into the movie.
It's 2007 and we're at college going on fall break. You remember that time, listeners?
Actually, it wasn't fall break. It was Thanksgiving break. They were all happy to be off for like, what, an extra day for the weekend?
Yeah, and one of them, as she went out of school, I think probably Allie was like, woo, spring break. And I was like, one of the other characters literally just said it was Thanksgiving break, but okay. We also couldn't decide if the ditzy / slutty Allie kept calling our main guy, Johnny, who was a jock, Johnny or Daddy.
I'm pretty sure she was calling him Daddy.
I heard her say Danny, which means like, I think she was like she'd started to call him Daddy and then realized it was Johnny or something. Like, I think she was combining the two by accident. But we have let's talk about our kids. We have 5 college students who are all friends. We have the good girl, Kristen. We have the jock, well, second tier jock because he got cut from being the main quarterback to being backup.
Yeah.
Because of an injury.
He has a bad relationship with his father. Because
non-existent relationship with his father just because he got moved from primary to backup quarterback of his college football team. The father literally stopped speaking to him altogether because of it. But don't worry, they'll fix that relationship in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
We have the slutty / ditzy Allie, and by ditzy, we mean like...
she's incredibly stupid.
Way too stupid.
The turkey points it out.
Well, the turkey points out how stupid all of them are.
Yeah.
We have a redneck, Billy, who is the on-screen representation of our Billy.
Yeah. And then the on-screen representation of JRAM is the nerdy Darren.
Well, to an extent. I'm not quite as bad as he is.
No, you're not a horny, nerdy kid.
No.
You're just like wanting to have sex. I'm going to be the one doing the sexing. That's what he says.
I'm not going to, I don't say shit like that. And I certainly not in a car full of people go, I'm going to have sex with somebody in this car.
That's fucking weird to say. It's just,
You know, they have the right to say no, right, Darren? Like, you realize that consent's a thing, right? I hope.
So they head to their home, I guess, which is in Kralberg, Crawlberg, but it was formerly Crawberg with no L.
Before we get any further, you actually said that at one point you were like, Darren's going to rape one of these girls.
Yeah.
You were positive that Darren was going to rape somebody.
I wasn't right about that, but I was right that there was going to be a rape.
Yep, that is true. I'll give you that. So like he was saying, it was formerly Crawberg. And on their way, Kristen calls her father, who is the local sheriff, who is also wearing literally the fakest mustache I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it looks like it's fixing to fall off of his face as he's talking.
It's like silk. It's like silk hair, like super shiny.
Yeah, it does not look real at all.
Yeah.
But as she calls him, he's having breakfast with his wife, who is Kristen's stepmother, and she gives him a cup of coffee. And she goes, here you go. And he takes a sip and he goes, Pfft! This coffee tastes like shit. What's in it? And she said, that's exactly what's in it. And she showed him that she had shit in the coffee pot. She served him shit coffee. And then she goes, I want a divorce, and walks out of the room and presumably out of the house and out of the movie.
Yeah, like during the call to Kristen, like he ends the call by saying, well, I hope you get home safe. Your mom just left me.
Your stepmom just left me.
Yeah. And just
like
hangs up the
nonchalant,
phone.
and then she click, like, and she rolls with it. Like she doesn't question it at all.
Yeah.
Every character in this movie has some kind of mental handicap.
They can't process things. I don't know. Especially the fact that the turkey fools them at one point.
Oh, yeah. But we'll get there. We'll get there. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves.
So as they're heading there, the car overheats, forcing them to camp out for the night. Apparently, they can't fix a car at night, but they can during the day because they fix it like as soon as they get done.
Yeah,
camping
the next day.
Yeah.
Well, they had to let it cool down. It was overheated, so they just needed to let the car cool.
Yeah, so they go off into the woods with a bunch of beer and everything, and they start partying and talking.
But they get separated.
Yeah.
Because Darren finds the sign that says Crawberg.
Yes.
And literally reads it like he's one of the Sesame Street Muppet monsters.
Yeah, which is the intro that you heard before this review.
Mm-hmm. He like literally picks up the sign, puts his finger under the C, and goes, Crawberg, and just moves his finger across the words. Like, oh, thanks for teaching us how to read that sign, buddy. And that's when, like Billy said, the scene happens that we played, and that he tells them the history of Thankskilling.
Yeah, and meanwhile, during all of this, there's some hermit that lives out in the woods.
Named Oscar.
He's the one that's played by General Bastard. He's got this dog who's named Flashy.
Because it's
the
exact same breed.
It's a border collie.
Yeah, it's the exact same breed as Lassie and looks a lot like Lassie, but for legal reasons, this is not a joke. For legal reasons, that's a joke. They call it Flashy.
Yeah, and
so that you don't get sued.
Flashy wanders off into the woods and finds this little Indian, like little miniature totem pole.
At which point I turned to Ryan and said, oh, an ancient Indian thing in the ground in the middle of nowhere. That can't be good.
Yeah.
Sure enough, the dog pees on it.
Yeah, so the dog pees on it, and then the turkey pops up from the ground, and then the turkey proceeds to get pissed on.
Yeah, it gets
all angry about it.
Oh, yeah.
And then pecks the dog to death, like murders the dog.
Yep.
And I swear they just take a shot where they just squirt ketchup on the ground, and it's just like a straight line of like red fluid. Like it looked like they just squirted ketchup on the leaves. I mean,
they only had $3,500, and they have human kills to get to later that they have to save that money for.
Yeah, true. So the turkey ends up coming to the camp and scaring Kristen,
who is walking through the forest going, there's no such thing as evil turkeys. There's no such thing as evil turkeys. And then you hear Turkey go, there's no such thing as evil turkeys. Oh, wait. I lied. And then he attacks her. Like, this fucking movie is the greatest.
But she ends up getting back to the camp, and she tells others about her run-in with Turkey. But they laugh it off until a baby rabbit flies through the air and lands into their campfire.
A rabbit that you clearly see in one shot is just a stuffed rabbit, like a stuffed bunny rabbit that you give a child.
Yeah. And so they're like...
And when it lands in the fire,
yeah,
the ditzy one, Allie, goes, a baby bunny. Deadpan. A baby bunny. Is it okay? Bitch, it landed in the fucking fire, flew across the sky, and landed in a campfire. I don't think it's okay. Oh, we forgot one other thing. In the car ride there, Darren implies that he'll have sex with Allie, and she goes, keep dreaming. I'm a prude. And they all start laughing because she has the reputation of being extremely slutty.
Yeah.
To the point.
Yeah.
Where the good girl, the girl who is supposed to be the one we can root for, the one who's supposed to be the moral compass of this film, says, Allie, it's a well-known fact that your legs are harder to close than the JonBenet Ramsey case.
Yeah, they use that joke like 3 times.
Not once, not twice, yes, but 3 fucking times. She fucking hates Allie. What a vicious thing to say to something. That's not just a burn, that's like a, oh fuck, you hate them line. Like, your legs are harder to close than the JonBenet Ramsey case. Like, whoa. Talk about like too far.
Yeah. But the turkey, the nerdy guy, Darren, he looks at the turkey and he's like, or he looks at the rabbit and he says, this looks like it's been pecked to death, and not just by any beak, but a turkey beak.
So evidently different types of beaks leave different types of wounds. Maybe. He then says that all the authorities upon the matter, all the turkeyologists, I doubt turkeyologist is a real word.
No.
I don't think that's what they call themselves. Called that first Thanksgiving Thankskilling.
Yeah.
That's where we get the title.
Yeah. And so the next day, Turkey hitchhikes by flagging down a vehicle, and the driver pulls over, completely disregards the fact that there's a talking turkey.
No, completely disregards the fact that it's a turkey that's flagging him down.
Yeah.
In the first place. Opens his door, looks at the turkey, and says, ass, grass, or cash. And Turkey turns himself around and goes, well, I guess.
He's
and
like, I guess it's gotta be ass.
Yeah.
And turns around, and the dude starts pulling his pants down.
He's gonna fuck the turkey. So first of all, the adult sees a talking turkey and doesn't go, what the fuck, a talking turkey? What the fuck? And just keep fucking driving.
No,
But
he
he's
pulls
gonna
over so he can fuck it.
the turkey. And of course, Turkey changes his mind about letting him fuck him.
And then pulls a rifle out of nowhere.
So, yeah, a rifle out of fucking nowhere. Tells him, do you have a family? And he's like, yeah, I have a daughter. Please let me go. I have a daughter. He goes, call her. And so he calls his daughter. And he's also married. And he's like, hey, honey, I'll be home real soon. I promise. I love you. I love you, honey. Give your mom a kiss for me. Tell her that. And then boom. That's when Turkey shoots him.
And then steals his car. And the turkey drives away.
Remember how upset we were that somehow Michael Myers in an insane asylum for 15 years somehow learned to drive? This fucking turkey knows how to drive a car.
Yeah.
Evidently, in movies, driving is not nearly as difficult.
Yeah.
So after he steals the car, it goes to all the students getting home, and they make that JonBenet Ramsey case joke for the second time.
How did they do that one?
It was when she was like out of the car, like her hips were swinging, and they were like, "Yeah, I bet they are harder to close." I don't exactly remember. They said the exact same joke, and again, I was really upset by it because that's a brutal child murder, and I can't imagine how slutty you'd have to be for somebody to think, you know what, what's equal to this amount of sluttiness? The brutal murder of a child. Like, all right. But anyway, as they're getting home, Johnny makes things up with his estranged father by lying to him. He tells him that he's back being the head quarterback of the team.
Yeah.
And immediately his father starts talking to him again. What a fucking dick the dad is.
Yeah. He immediately turns to him and is like, oh, son, I love you, or whatever. And the fucking turkey comes out of nowhere.
Cuts the father's head off. Says, Johnny, go long, and then throws the head like a football with like this awful, and I mean god-awful digital blood spraying out of the neck as it flies through the air. Johnny catches it and then fumbles it.
It looked like a smoke stream, like a red smoke stream.
It did. Johnny fumbles the head and he runs inside, but oh fuck, his mom's already dead. Her eyes have been pecked out. So he runs off, I guess, to get to Kristen's house, right?
Yeah.
Well, while all that's going on, it cuts to Allie, who is bringing her boyfriend Greg home. And he's like, I don't know, your parents are right in that room. She's like, they're cool with it. So Allie and Greg start having sex.
Having sex with fully clothed. They were like dry humping each other.
I
I'm
mean,
sure they did that just because they didn't want to get like rated X or whatever.
I don't know, but they're having sex.
Yeah.
So needless to say, they're having sex. Well, again, Turkey kind of just pops up out of nowhere and slits Greg's throat, and it looks like syrup drops on Allie's back, but she doesn't notice. Because, again, she's fully clothed, so it actually just lands on her dress.
Yeah. And then what happens, James? Tell me what happens next.
In this great, classic Thanksgiving movie,
Tell me what happens.
the turkey rapes Allie.
And this is funny. This is played for laughs, people.
Well, because the turkey starts fucking her, and he's like, oh, yeah. And she's like, Greg, you sound a little different. She's not complaining. So the turkey isn't actually that bad at sex, or she would be complaining. And he finishes graphically, like finishes inside her graphically, like, oh! And she turns around.
Turkey orgasm ensues.
Yeah. She turns her head around, and he goes,
What did he say?
he said, he looks dead at the camera, and he says, you just got stuffed, and then he snaps her neck and kills her. You just got stuffed. And snap. Oh my, guys, this movie is hysterical.
I don't know. I just can't. I just can't do that.
Let's see. So as he's killing Allie, I think that's when he leaves the house. Johnny, Kristen, Billy, and Darren arrive at Allie's house, find her body, and they decide to go to Kristen's house to see if they can find any books about Turkey and how to kill him, because all the libraries are closed at that time of night.
And for some reason, her parents would have a book on
Her
it.
dad has a huge book collection, which includes historical books.
About Thankskilling.
Yeah.
Either way, the turkey beats them to Kristen's house. And, you know, this is the guy who drank the shit coffee at the beginning.
With the fake mustache.
Yeah, with the super fake mustache. So he walks in, the turkey walks in.
Well, he hears a knock on the door.
Yeah.
And he answers the door. He's like, Kristen? And he's like, no one here. And you just hear Turkey go, down here. And he looks down, and it's Turkey. Now, we keep telling you this guy's named Turkey. We promise you, he's a puppet turkey. Like, he's clearly a turkey. He's not like you could necessarily make believe he's something else. No, he is 100% clearly a turkey. He's wearing what's known as Groucho glasses. Mm-hmm. For you younger listeners, that's the glasses with the fake mustache and big nose on them.
Yeah.
And because he's wearing that, Allie's dad, probably the dumbest man I've ever seen in a movie, thinks he's just a human little person.
Yeah, he thinks he's a midget.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah.
I'm using the correct term and saying little person.
I'm just saying what they said in the movie.
That's fine.
I'm not agreeing with it or you know, or
That's
anything.
fine. But he thinks he's a little person and lets him into the house. They have one of the most awkward fucking dinner scenes I've ever... Like, you're sitting there, both of them sipping coffee.
Barely talking.
The father saying things and the turkey being like, getting more just like wanting to leave because it's so awkward. And then at the end goes, if you say one more fucking thing, I'm going to kill you. And he goes, what? Oh, that's right. One of the things they talk about, the turkey says, I don't give a fuck about something. And he goes, whoa, 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 whoa. Fuck. How old are you? He goes, I'm not concerned about what the fuck. I'm concerned about how old the fuck is.
Yeah. And then he's like, I'm 510 years old.
And he goes, well, I guess you can fucking say whatever you want then. And it's like, so he not only thinks that this turkey is a human little person, but that this little person is 510 years old.
And doesn't bat an eye.
Nope. Not a single eye is batted. So obviously, the turkey's like, you know what? I'm sorry I missed her. I'm going to go. Tell her I'll be back. And as he's walking away, he would have let the dad live, but the dad said he was an odd duck, and Turkey fucking snaps. Because he called him a duck. And that's when he kills him and cuts off his face.
Yeah, he cuts off his face and then wears his face.
That's right.
And then the kids make it to Kristen's house, and the turkey answers the door.
And Kristen goes, Dad! Bends down and hugs the turkey. Again, the turkey, we promise, is a turkey. Just with like a human face planted over it. And every single one of those kids believes it's her dad.
Yeah.
All of them, including Kristen. She doesn't notice a height difference. None of them see fucking feathers. None of them notice that this is a turkey. None of them. So they go looking for the book, and Turkey just lets them for some reason. Like, oh, because she lies. She tells them they're trying to study for a test. And when she did that, I thought like the door was going to close and she was going to go, you guys know that's not my dad, right? And like she was going to make sure that she wasn't the only one who knew that was Turkey.
But no.
No, that's the unfortunate.
You had too much faith in her.
I did have too much faith. Because she was like, I just don't want to have that long conversation with my dad. I don't want to get him involved. As they're looking for the book, Turkey is disposing of the sheriff's body, and Billy stumbles into the kitchen and sees what's going on and realizes, well, if that's Kristen's dad, then you must be Turkey. And sure enough, folks, the face kind of falls off him. And he's like, gobble, gobble, motherfucker. And then he attacks him. Yes, I'm not making that up. He does say, gobble, gobble, motherfucker.
Which is also the tagline for this film.
Mm-hmm. And Billy wrestles him. And while he's wrestling him, the other kids come into the kitchen because they found out in the book they found that on Turkey's body is a special talisman that if they remove,
they can kill him.
He becomes mortal and they can kill him, but only through this certain ritual. They have to say this demonic prayer backwards and then burn him at a stake like a witch. He's mortal. Why can't they just kill him? Why do they have to say this demonic prayer backwards and then burn him at the stake like a witch?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. That's what they do. And so Billy escapes after they get the talisman, so at least he's mortal.
Yeah. And all the while, Billy's like, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
Well, he ends up wandering out to try and find something to eat because they just tell him, just go outside and find something to eat. Why? Why would you do that?
There's a fridge full of food.
And there's a murderous turkey.
Yeah, why would you
everybody.
Separate?
Yeah. But anyway, so he makes it out there, and the turkey somehow uses this magic to make him look like this juicy cooked turkey.
Here's the thing.
That's animated.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
You're not a fan of horror movies like I am. So at the beginning when the dog pees on the talisman, that's a callback to the Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Yeah.
Where Freddy is dead. I think it's maybe not Dream Warriors, maybe it's the one after Dream Warriors, Dream Child. But anyway, basically in that movie, a dog pisses on Freddy's grave and Freddy is reborn. So that's a shout out to that movie. In this movie, it's a call out to Leprechaun. I don't know if you've ever seen the 80s movie Leprechaun.
I haven't, no.
That's also a bad movie series. But the very first one stars a pre-Friends Jennifer Aniston. And it's not completely terrible.
Yeah.
The first one really isn't completely terrible. And in that, he tricks one of the kids into walking into a fan by making the fan appear to be this hot, beautiful, naked woman. So this is a callback to that. Turkey makes himself look like just this delicious,
juicy cartoon
sumptuous turkey.
It looks like clip art that they just put
they
on
had
the
a
ground.
Budget of $3,500.
It was
okay,
so
it's
bad.
so clip art.
Like seriously, go watch this scene whenever he
go
kills
watch this
Billy.
movie. It's on YouTube for free.
Yeah, you can watch the whole movie on YouTube. So, I mean, I don't know if that's legal or not, the thing that put it up, but hey, it's on there and that's how we watched it.
Yeah,
so.
it's great.
So basically, they remove this. They already removed the talisman from him, or do they do that after he kills Billy?
No, they did it before.
Yeah.
And so he eats this turkey, this floating turkey, and he's walking away so full and so content. He's gonna get back to the house. Oh, and then all of a sudden he starts having tummy pains. Mm-hmm. And then, like an alien in Aliens, it bursts his chest out. And he sticks his head through. Maybe that's when he says gobble gobble.
No,
bitch.
I think he says that's what I call a foul play or something.
Yeah, as he's bursting out of the chest, he's like, "Now this is what I call foul play." This movie's full of great puns, full of great moments.
I hate this movie.
So he literally bursts out of his chest the rest of the way and leaves him in the street, dying,
and then
guts falling out, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, and the other kids stumble upon his body. And Darren has this heartfelt moment with Billy as he's dying.
Because as Billy is taking his last breaths, he comforts Darren and says, "Don't worry, you're one of the cool kids now," which prompts this epic speech that I'm going to say at Ryan's funeral.
Oh, God.
Of how I'm one of the cool kids because of you. You made me one of the cool kids because of you. And then one of the most touching things I could imagine happens. Darren sings a best friend song about Billy, but Billy somehow provides backup vocals.
It was just,
all in his head, but still, like he sings this song about how they're best friends and how they got ice cream cones together, and he actually says something weird. Remember how you got me my first ice cream cone at Sunset? Like, the guy was a college student and he had never had an ice cream cone before?
I don't know.
But anyway,
Maybe they go way back.
They sing this song, no, because they're the same age in all of the flashbacks we see.
Well, yeah.
But they sing this
budget.
maybe. They sing this very touching, very moving song about best friends forever, and it's okay. But unfortunately, Billy dies.
Yeah.
And it's at this point, we don't
Nobody
know how.
cares.
I care. I'm almost in tears. Because Darren is so touched by this death. And it's also at this point that Darren loses his glasses. That we never see again for the rest of the movie.
It's really weird.
And he seems perfectly fine.
Yeah, can read and everything without
He
him.
does not have any vision problems.
No.
I'm just saying.
So they go off to this random teepee that they drive right to. They have no problem finding it.
Also in the book it says that if he is not killing one of them, he's most likely at his teepee.
Yeah.
So the camera cuts to the teepee and inside listening to
Classical music.
surprisingly listening to like classical music, making a salad, just like making dinner for himself is turkey. Just like mixing a salad with his wings and like talking about how happy he is to eat and like he's just making a salad in a teepee. Yeah.
It's weird. And so they drive up in their big old Jeep Wrangler.
Come on, how many fucking teepees in this town could there be?
So he runs outside and tries to attack them, and they take basically Oscar shows up out of nowhere.
Well, yeah, because
hermit.
they end up surrounding him and saying the demon prayer backwards, which makes him mortal.
Yes.
So evidently you have to take away the talisman, weakens him, takes away his supernatural powers.
Mm-hmm.
The demonic prayer backwards takes away his immortality.
Well, I don't know. He still was able to enter Billy's body after the talisman was removed, so yeah.
I don't fucking know, dude. They don't exactly have
I told
to.
you this movie's not consistent.
$3,500. They don't have to stick
They don't
to
even
exact
know
rule.
basic math. They can't.
Anyway.
510-year-old turkey that would have been like 120 something years before the first Thanksgiving. It doesn't make any sense, James. This movie doesn't make any sense.
It's a great
this
movie.
This movie
Fuck
is a
you.
dumpster fire.
This movie is an amazing piece of art.
Absolutely horrible.
It is better than The Room. It is a piece of art.
I have not seen The Room.
It's a piece of art.
I won't do it.
It's a piece of art. But anyway, they say the prayer.
The Oscar shoots him in the face with a shotgun, and then his body is launched
shoots him in the body.
No, it shoots him like in the head.
No, blood splatters onto his head.
Oh, okay.
Because she said his body had a gunshot hole as big as my head.
Yeah. So he gets launched off into this dumpster. Turns out that it's a radioactive dumpster.
Just
full of radioactive waste.
Well, hey, what did we learn in what you wanted to watch instead? Jason Takes Manhattan. Toxic waste is everywhere, unsupervised all the time. There's always a convenient vat of toxic waste.
So the teens go back to Kristen's house thinking that it's
all over.
The turkey is dead and everything. And
hey,
Johnny and Kristen
they go back to Kristen's house?
Yeah.
Where the body of her father's just laying in the kitchen?
Yeah.
But they're not concerned about that, are they?
No, they don't even mention it again.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Must be really hard for her to get over her dad. No, it's actually super easy.
Barely an inconvenience. Like, geez. They're both, other than Darren, both Johnny and Kristen are now orphans. Like, they don't have parents anymore.
And naturally, they admit their feelings for each other.
Yep, and start doing it right in front of Darren.
And start, like, making out and everything right in front of Darren, and Darren, like, awkwardly walks away, and he's like...
I'm going to go to the kitchen.
No, he says, I'm going to go pee.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because they start going at it on the floor because they start watching Night of the Living Dead. Because at that point in time, it was public domain, and any movie that you wanted, like if you wanted to show your character watching a movie...
public domain. I think it was always...
Well, I think there was a mix-up with the rights and it became public domain. Because it just recently stopped being public domain again.
Well, he goes to the kitchen to get a snack, and there is where Turkey comes in, and he rips... And he's like glowing radioactive.
Yep.
And it was funny while they were sitting there and
right.
Johnny and Kristen were like admitting their feelings for each other. They were saying like, I hope Turkey doesn't come back. And he's like, I don't know. I think it's pretty impossible unless he got into like radioactive waste. But I mean, what are the odds of that? And she goes, yeah, that only happens in movies.
Well, guess what, sister and brother? You're in a movie. Because it happens.
So he comes into the kitchen and rips his tongue out of his mouth.
which was awesome.
Which was
and
actually
gory.
pretty decent. It wasn't bad.
They spent their money on the gore,
And he
man.
stabs Johnny with an electric knife whenever he comes in.
But that doesn't happen yet. Because not only does he tear his tongue out, he starts
he starts
jackhammering at
pecking-
his chest
Yeah.
wicked fast. Like, grrr, and pulls out his still beating heart.
Yes.
But it's okay for those of you who are like, oh no, Darren's dead. As he's dying, he sees heaven and he sees Billy.
Yeah, he sees
And
Billy saying, "Come on.
There are no turkeys up here, man. It's perfect. It's paradise." And Billy helps Darren move on into heaven. So it's really actually kind of sweet. They're
It was
reunited.
really stupid.
They're reunited.
And then Johnny and Kristen comes in, and Johnny gets stabbed with an electric knife, like the kind that you carve a turkey with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he gets stabbed with, and it's on, and so like, "Brrr," like in his chest.
Yeah. And so Kristen slaps Turkey, and they run out of the house, and they end up in a shack, and Turkey chases them, but Kristen, while her back is turned, has found like a can of spray paint or something, and a rag and a lighter. Mm-hmm. So just a lighter in the can.
Yeah.
And she turns around and she says, "Roast in hell, asshole." And then lights him on fire. And that doesn't kill him.
And then she kicks him.
Yeah, well, 'cause
and he
it doesn't
lands
kill him.
onto an already made pyre.
Or steak situation like you would burn a witch on.
Yeah.
And that seemingly kills Turkey. But as he's dying on the stake, Kristen and Johnny have a final moment together where
Johnny dies.
Johnny dies. He doesn't make it. She lost her dad and her boyfriend. Her new boyfriend all in one day.
And her mom left her dad before that, so
Well,
she has no family.
stepmoms. We don't know what happened to the mom.
Yeah.
Mom is long gone before stepmom came along.
Yeah, crazy stepmom that shit in a coffee carafe.
I mean, wouldn't you shit in the coffee carafe if you were married to that dude?
He was pretty
Fucking
stupid.
Fake mustache. Thinks a Groucho mask makes somebody a little person.
Yeah. And Oscar, he pops up and congratulates her while he's
Good
burning.
going, girl.
Yeah, while he's burning on the pyre, and she eats one of Turkey's legs.
What did you say when you saw her put something up to her face? You were like, "Is that his fucking leg?" Oh my god, it's his fucking leg! And she took a bite out of it.
Yeah.
And then later, at a
Random
unknown
family's Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. Like, I thought maybe it was Darren's family, something. No. Mm-mm. But anyway, at some random family's Thanksgiving dinner, the cooked turkey all of a sudden comes to life, and Turkey's voice yells, "Do I smell sequel, biatch?" And then it cuts to black.
God damn, I'm so glad that we don't have to watch this movie ever again.
Oh, this is the greatest.
This was the worst movie I've ever watched in my
greatest.
entire life, and I highly suggest that you don't waste your time watching this movie.
Please, it's not a waste of time. It's like an hour.
Dude, it's such
You
a...
put it on while you're doing laundry or other household tasks, and you're not going to really miss anything important, and you're just going to get some fun lines in the background.
I don't know, I cannot even try
We
to
didn't
take
even
this...
talk about how the fact that when they found Allie's body, they also found an extra small gravy-flavored condom. So yes, Turkey raped her, but he was considerate enough.
He used safe sex.
Yeah, he used a condom? Ryan's just shaking his head.
There's not much I can say about this film.
10 out of 10.
It looks like
Great
something
movie.
that was made by a bunch of college kids for like a movie project or something. Like, it looks like it wasn't even made
Yeah, dude.
to be anything serious. But it also says it says it was shot on a budget of $3,500 and released on DVD in 2009. It said known for almost purposefully bad horror movies, including Critters, Bounty Hunter, and The Head. Director Jordan Downey argues that he sets out in production to make these movies from the start. So, like, he has no intention of making serious.
Oh,
horror
he made
films.
Critters.
Yeah, he made Critters.
Dude,
Bounty Hunter.
that's
But I don't know if that's one of the really bad sequels
well,
or
dude.
something.
All the Critters movies are notoriously
yeah.
like bad horror movies.
It's like a bunch of critters that like combine into like a giant ball and kill
I've
you.
never seen that series.
It's extremely stupid. I
Oh
watched
my
it when I was a
God.
kid.
I bet that's great.
It was horrible.
This movie is great. I bet that's great.
No, this movie was even worse than that.
This movie is awesome.
No.
This movie is great bad. It is definitely so bad it's hysterical.
No, I can't bring myself to watch more movies like this.
They
James.
literally made a sequel.
And it's called Thankskilling 3.
They didn't even name it 2. They just call it Thankskilling 3 to make you think there's a series.
Man, I don't know.
I say every Thanksgiving we watch one of the sequels if there is more than one.
No, I'm pretty sure there's only one, and I will not, under any circumstances, watch it.
Well, for you listeners, I will definitely watch it and then do just a solo review at some point.
You can do a movie, like a video of it or something.
So I don't want to get them in trouble, so I won't say the name of the page. But there's a page I follow on Facebook that somehow shows like full-length feature films as watch parties. Like the other day, they were literally there was a watch party for the very first Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know how they're doing it.
Did you watch it?
Well, no, I was at work. I couldn't. But like,
I
don't
never
know how
line
they
up
get
with
away.
anything that I can watch. I'm probably following the same page.
I bet you are. But I don't understand how they get away with it. Like, I don't understand how nobody cracks down on it. So if I can figure out how to get around it, folks.
Maybe if they put like Facebook ads in it or something. Maybe that's how. Maybe there's like little breaks or something.
I don't know. I'll have to look into it.
There's got to be something, you know.
I'll look into it, and if I can do it, and I can find a way to do it, you guys can join me in a private screening of Thankskilling 3.
Oh, God. For your sakes, I don't suggest that you do it.
And I think Ryan is being overdramatic. We laughed at points so hard.
It was funny in some spots, but it was just so self-referential.
Like Darren fucks up that Jean-Benet Ramsey case. Like, he says something like,
I can't even remember what he says.
Remember, her legs are harder to close than like Jean-Benet's legs. Like, he really fucks it up. Like, oh man. 3 times they make that joke. But, what a great movie.
This movie gets a -2 out of 10 for me.
This movie, I said it earlier, but I'm going to change it. This movie gets a 5 bajillion out of 10.
You're just doing that to spite. You just do that to spite me.
No, because you and I honestly have such different views of this movie. I'm telling you, this movie is so bad it's hysterical. Like I said, it's not something you have to pay close attention to. Just put it on while you're doing like household chores, and just like from time to time, just look at the screen and be like, "Oh my god, this movie is ridiculous." Dude, he calls the kids fucking retarded, and he's right.
A human woman
And then kills her.
Snaps her neck.
Yep.
It opens with the tit shot. And when she's running through the woods, it just focuses on her tits jiggling.
Oh, yeah.
She's running.
You complained,
and she's a porn star.
You complained a lot in those Jason movies that we didn't get enough tit shots. So I don't know why you're bringing up the tit shot of this movie. This movie gave you what you wanted. Mm-hmm. Look, I loved it. I love the fact that after the kids realize it's not her dad and that it's Turkey, he's just like, you kids are retarded. Because they really are. Like, him having a human face should not make them go, oh yeah, that fucking puppet turkey looking thing is totally my dad.
Just because he put your father's flayed face
on.
Oh, God.
Silence of the Lamb moment. Silence of the Lamb reference.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I guess that one too.
Yeah.
I was thinking more about the guard. Like, you see the guard without his face, and it's obviously better. But it's kind of the same effect of where, like, his face is just all red and muscly.
It looked like jelly, like grape jelly.
It was just smeared on his face. Probably was.
Yeah, that's what it looked
We found out that dude who plays the dad is known for playing dead bodies in movies.
Yeah.
Like, that's his career.
Yeah, he just lays down and plays dead people. That's all he does.
Yeah.
Weirdest thing ever.
Hey, it's a living.
I guess so.
But
that's all I got to say about this movie. I'm just, like, so glad that I don't have to watch that ever again.
Well, speaking of what we're glad and thankful for, it is Thanksgiving after all. So why don't we close out the episode with what we're thankful for this year? Well, don't worry. We'll try to put in some like very nice sentimental sounding music here.
And a go. So, James, what are you thankful for?
Let's see. I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for the roof I have over my head. It's
my
always,
roof.
Wow.
That's my roof right there.
Yes. I'm thankful for the roof I live under normally.
Okay.
I'm glad to have my apartment with my roommate. And thankful for my friends. And most of all, I am thankful for my family. This is where it gets maudlin. So this is where Billy's going to tune me out. I mean, I'm sure a lot of the listeners know at this point. But if you don't, I was raised as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And one of the biggest parts of that religion is that if you decide to leave, you are excommunicated. And basically what that means is that no one who is an active member of that religion will acknowledge your existence. They don't speak to you, they don't hang out with you, they don't stay friends. So I haven't spoken to my father in many years. In fact, I wasn't even called when he had a massive heart attack and had to have some stents put in. That was because I just happened to call my grandfather one day, who's not a member. And he just happened to mention it. But nobody thought it was important enough to call me. And so, it's been really difficult without a family. And I just want to take a second and say thank you to the people who have welcomed me into their family and made me truly feel like I belong for once.
Well, that's because you belong in Tennessee, homie.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. It's your family. Jeff, Charlotte.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jeff, Charlotte, you are the parents I've been lucky enough to discover. The warmth and the love you've shown me is beyond appreciated. I will never be able to repay your kindness. Jeff, every day you show me what it means to be a good man, someone who works hard, loves their family, and does what's right. Charlotte, you're just one of the warmest, kindest people I've ever met in my life. And to boot, just a fantastic cook. I mean, if y'all haven't had her tuna log, it's to die for. Like, that tuna log is like the best thing I've ever eaten.
That's disgusting.
No, her
I don't like tuna.
Well, that's your opinion. Her tuna log is the greatest. But more important than even that is I'm thankful for you.
Aww.
Billy. You are my brother. You have been there, you and Brittany have been there for me through some of the darkest, toughest times of my life. And you've actually saved my life, and you two do so much for me. I love you very, very much.
Love you too, bro.
You mean the world. Anything you ever need.
You're gonna make me sound like shit when I do my thank yous.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just hard for me because the holidays are all about family, and so it's a more emotional time for me.
You know I'm not a very sentimental person.
Well, no, but that's okay. I love you anyway.
I know.
I accept it. It's why we get along.
Yeah.
You balance me out.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. You could almost say, you complete me.
Oh God, now I'm really gonna cry. Fuck you.
All right, so I guess my thank yous are, I'm thankful for my lovely fiance, Brittany, and I'm thankful for my parents for raising me to not be a fucking asshole, and I'm thankful for my friends, my bandmates, my podcast host, and I'm happy to just be able to get by, I guess I could say. You know,
yeah, it's not the best life, but it's comfortable enough.
Don't have a lot of money, but it gets the bills paid, and I get to do things that I love and, enjoy. So, I don't kid myself and say to myself that someday I'm going to be like a famous musician or get paid to do what I love to do or all that stuff. But as long as I have a means to like fund the ability to do that as like a hobby, something that I enjoy doing, I guess that's all life's really about anyway. So
it is.
That's what I'm thankful for. There you go. Short, sweet, and to the point. You like that, James?
I do. It was actually very sentimental for you. It was very nice. So listeners, we hope there are many things that you're grateful for this year. We hope you have...
You know what I'm not grateful for?
The traffic.
The goddamn traffic.
I know, man. Oh God, it's so fucking terrible, dude. Let's keep going. So listeners, we do hope that you are...
So when next month we're doing our Christmas wish list, I should be like, I want a studio.
You're going to put on there, I wish for no traffic on one night. One night, give me no traffic.
I'm going to go out there with a high-res vest and just put detour signs.
Yeah, so they
detour the traffic. But that's not illegal at all.
No, I don't think so. But we do hope, listeners, that you are having a great year so far. It's almost over. Like Billy said, we'll have our Christmas special coming up. That'll be a whole lot of fun. So be thankful for you and yours and all that you do have.
And just a reminder to you guys who might want to go out and watch this movie, Thankskilling, I'm just going to leave you with these words. In a review from the Badger Herald, Peter Culver wrote, "Ultimately, there's not much else to say about this mountainous pile of garbage. There's more entertaining bad movies, there's better movies about unlikely murderous animals, and there's better Thanksgiving movies. For your own sake, please just don't." And with that,
No. Because from the Boston Globe, the movie was described as cheerily awesome. And Forbes stated that it's a comedy horror movie. But even the humor is... Okay, so that's not a good quote. Fine. The Boston Globe had something positive to say. So if you like bad movies, I think you'll enjoy it. But if bad movies aren't your taste, then, like Billy says, probably best to skip this one. And with that, from us here at the JRAM and Billy Show, happy Thanksgiving. This is JRAM.
This is Billy.
Gobble gobble, motherfuckers.
Now you've gone and left me. You were my friend. You got killed by a turkey. Who's not my friend. Oh, Billy, Billy, Billy. You were my best friend. We were meant to be best friends forever. And now you're the best friend. The best friend, Billy. Why did you have to leave me, Billy?